everybody, Gus here. Today I wanted to record like my 5-minute beginner tutorial for everybody to stables. So this is stables. You can recognize it because it looks just like housing, but it's like a little bit bigger. It has these big like sort of like broken apart like sheets of floor. It sounds really weird. And then there's like these arches on the outside you can kind of see. So they don't appear on this side, but you can see sort of arches. And there's a lot of hoglins and stuff, and there's always magma and likely lava filling the floor. So then you can recognize the top 3 ramparts. So this is the middle rampart, left, right. So the middle one will pretty much always generate the same. So this is the central staircase, and this is the chest that always generates. So the start of most like 99% of stables routes is right here at the chest. So you can get your loot from here, and then you can go up the first floor of the staircase to this section. And this doesn't really have a name to my knowledge, but this is sort of where you can find and up this staircase to this other section. And these right here, right to this side, is the right right rampart, and right to this side is the left rampart. And then if you go up here, you can climb this staircase up. It's very similar to housing and bridge, and you can find this section. Now this will sometimes be either be a triple chest section, triple chest section like it is right now, or it will be a single chest section, and there will be a chest right here. So let me show you what that looks like. It's like, yeah, it's like this. So this should be what it looks like. Okay, never mind, I messed it up somehow. But basically that's how okay. So this is what it would look like if this middle rampart right here is a single chest, and you can see this compared to the triple chest section. So when it's a single chest, you can go up the staircase all the way up here, and there will normally be a chest around here, or there will be a chest over here. So you can always get a chest in this section. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the gaps. So of course we know what our oh yeah, okay, sorry. This is the final other interpretation of the thing, and this is the other chest right here. So we know all that stuff, right? And so now let's look at what the triple chest sections look like actually before the gaps. So this is what like FSG runners use. This is the stables route for that. For if there is a triple chest, especially if there are triple chests in the middle. So if there are 2 triple chests, you will always want to go right in the middle and drop down to this section, or at the basalt. And then you can see this block right here, this block missing. If you mine this block, you're going to go into this section. Now, my friend Unassumed, he has actually made a new route for this that hasn't really been used yet very much. It's faster than the route I'm about to show you. I'll link it in the description, but this one is like simple. So I'm going to start off by going in here and mine 2 blocks here. Then you want to mine 2 blocks down and 1 block up. And it's worth mentioning that this route is only to be used for, like, it's very risky because you only get 4 blocks in the chest. So you want to mine this out and mine these 4 blocks and throw it all in the hole. So if I go into survival, survival. When I one of these blocks, you see all of these guys are gonna fall down here. It's important that you do your defense. Sometimes it makes a difference. And sometimes they'll fall down here. And then you just kind of get them all in the corner. And then after that, and then after that, you just go up to the chests and you loot them on the triple chest. So that's how you kind of do the triple chest route. Now I want to show you the gaps. So I'm going to show you first what it's like if there are good gaps. So the first thing you can see, by the way, is this is a tip that you sometimes you can use if you're up here. If you're up here and you see that this is a line, so sometimes it will be too tall, this sort of like gap here. And if it is too tall, that means it is a bad gap. And you cannot get all the gold, and all there will be in the bad gaps is because the ramparts, like I said, will generate as either a good gap or a bad gap. So if it's a bad gap, the tunnel running through it will only have one gold block and one chest. Now the good gaps, and what you want to have, are these little one wide slits right here, and they will have like I think it was 10 gold blocks and no chests, and that is what you want to use for the routes. So let me show you how to check for the gaps. So the way that you check for the gaps is by going over here first. You want to go up through a central staircase. Like I said, it's going to be the same every single time. And you want to go over here. This is how you check the right side rampart. And you want to mine in here. Now, if there are blocks right here, then you will, then you know it's a good gap. And you can keep on mining. And here's the good gap. This is what it looks like. And there is 1 to 4 gold blocks there, and if you mine down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there are 6 blocks there. So there can be 7 to 10 blocks in the good gap. So that's how you check for the right one. How do you check for the left one? Well, you want to go up here, and you can see the like this is the border of the left gap, and you want to mine in here. Now this is the opposite. If you see this tunnel down here, then it is a good gap, and you can go down here to go through the good gap. So you want to go down here, and then you're right in the good gap. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's how you tell what the good gaps are. And if you want, and now let's see what the bad gaps look like. So the bad gaps look like this. Again, they're the 2 tall slits, if you can see those. And if you check, they will have air here, and they will have a tunnel here. So that's how you know if both of them are red gaps. Now, if there are no triple chest sections on the top and there are no good gaps, you should just reset. Like, it's not worth it at that point. And if you're going for like lower times, like sub 20 or something, it's not worth like searching for another bastion or anything. So you should reset if that happens. That's really unfortunate. That's the really bad part of stables. But the good part about stables is that you can either get a ton of piglins, or you can get very little piglins, but you can also get very, very big amounts of piglins. So, with all of that out of the way, I've already showed you the triple chest route, and I've shown you how to identify the good gaps. Now I will show you the good gap route. So, hopefully I don't die immediately, because that would be embarrassing. First, you want to go down here. You can just kind of mine in here. So, let me check. So, this one is a bad gap. Now, let me set them to good gaps really quickly. Sorry, that's embarrassing. So, now, I did not need to do that. So, mine in. You see, this is a good gap. By the way, the route I'm showing you is a mix of Rainix's Good Gap Stables route and Fyro's Manhunt Stables route. So, you want to mine in here, and you can see already, even just by mining those first 2 blocks, that this is a good gap, because you can still mine it. So, now what you want to do is you want to check up here. Mine this block so that piglins up here can get in, and you want to mine through here. And you can see this is a good gap. So what you want to do is you want to find some method of, like, getting the piglins mad at you. For instance, a gilded blackstone. So then, you want to go down here, and you want to tower up 2. So sometimes they'll stop you, and you can go in here. Now, these guys are mad at me. So, and you want to tower up 2. Now, this is kind of a risky, scary route, but if you do it, it can be fun. Then, as soon as they are all grouped together like that, you want to mine the top block and run down here. Then, you want to place those 3 blocks right there. Those 3 blocks are super important. Let me just make sure I can pause now. Those 3 blocks right there are so important because they can stop the piglins from coming down to you. So then you want to place 2 blocks right here and mine this block. And you can see there's a 2 hole right here. You want to mine up into here and jump up. Then you want to mine 1 block of gold. Turn it into gold ingots. Mine this block and mine that block right there. Those 2 blocks are very important, and then they'll all fall in, and you just throw a couple of gold, and they all go into the hole. And then you can continue throwing the gold. I like to mine this block as once again so that it's not risky. If there are guys like, there's sometimes guys like this that will stay around. If that does happen, you can just do it. Obviously, I'm using gold carrots. And then you want to mine into here, block it off if you can, then mine all these blocks. Get your gold ingots in hand just in case there are piglins who you love. And you want to throw all your gold down here. Mine these 2 blocks, and then you can go in and receive your trades. If you want to loot the chest, that's easy. And you see, like I said, it's important to block it off, because sometimes there are piglins like that. And sometimes they will kill you. So, it's worth noting that if you, and that's like basically the basic good gap route. Now, if there isn't a good gap up here, you just trigger the piglins the same way and do the same thing. And, if this is a bad gap, what you can just do is go up here, trigger them. I would recommend mining the block after you make this tunnel. Then you can just go up here, use the 3 blocks you just got sometimes to block those off, and then do the same exact route. And as you can see, you get less piglins. You still get, and you see I mined the wrong block there. Yeah. And then they'll all funnel in. If there's a guy like that, you can just do that and this and just make a little staircase for you so that you can go up there. So now I'm gonna just show you one last thing. This is actually something I do in my personal runs. I haven't seen anybody else do it. It's a very effective strategy. For stables. Sorry, that guy was really good, and that doesn't normally happen most of the time. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, so the next thing I'm going to show you is something I personally do in my own runs. And of course, you can always go up here. It's a little bit complicated for this one. You can always just go up here. Or go up through here, if that's the gap you're using, and just loot the chest that might be here or up there. So, finally, I want to show off what happens if you want to use the left side thing. If you want to, like, for whatever reason, you want to use the left side thing, like you like the more time to prepare as you're going down the staircase and stuff, and you want to use the left side good gap, and you also see that the right side is a good gap. Now, I always go for the right side one, But if you want to go for the left side one for whatever reason, and you check, you can just see this, and then what I do is stop the route. Oh, there's another guy. So what I do after that is after I see for a fact that it is a good gap, I open this up. Then I find some method to quickly trigger them, like right here. That works. And I do the default route. And then those guys will come through. So, and you'll see you're gonna get a lot more piglins in a little bit. So, you want to start the route off this like variation of it, where you get yeah, you see you get a ridiculous amount of piglins. And then, yeah, you see sometimes this problem happens. That's the one problem. Then you can block it off because there might be some latecomers. And then you can fight the latecomers later. So, when you do that, is you I like to give most of my gold to them, and you block off to see if there are any late guys, and you throw the gold in to distract them, and then of course you can go up and make the chest. Now, there's also another new route, I think I've made a video on this, also by Unassumed, which is also a good gap route, and it is a little bit more dangerous, and it's like I would not recommend it for beginners. I recommend learning the gaps route and like sort of perfecting it, but this is my version of it. You can do this thing if you want. So you want to do it this way, and you can do it on either side of the gaps. And then instead of blocking off, you mine this block right here, and then you block yourself in. Now the way I do it is I mine 2 blocks down, those 2 blocks, and this block, and mine this block. So it's sort of like a housing route. I had like the idea for this a while ago, and he also had the idea without my knowledge, and he kind of made this, which is really good. This is my second version. I like to block this off. I like to block this off. In case there are any latecomers again. But this is called Prage route. I'm never sure how to pronounce that. Yeah, you see there are a lot of latecomers. What just happened? And there are a lot of latecomers sometimes. So, that's the Prage route. Like I said, I would not recommend it for beginners. So yeah, that's my basic tutorial of stables. That probably took way longer than it should have, but if this helped you, please say so in the comments. I really hope it does. And also, if you haven't noticed, I've started streaming sometimes on YouTube. So if you ever want to see my RSG attempts, or just chat with me, or do something like that, I will be streaming making some routes in the future, like I've already done. Then you can just check that out. Bye everybody, have a great day.